everybody. My name's Dawn. I'm a parent. I've been asked to talk today. I was actually conned into this, I think, by Beth, who persuaded me I needed to go on to a public speaking course for things. I went along, and as part of the training that we did, we actually used a nursery rhyme. So I'm going to start today by reading my nursery rhyme. So, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. That's my start. Right, so I just click here. Yeah. This lady over here, Ju Hayes, has actually seen my speech in advance, so she's put together some pictures, and I'm using them as prompts today. So this is my story. This is my family, my husband Peter, me, my eldest daughter April, she's 24, and she has been at uni, but she's currently works very hard to be independent and away from home. She is desperate not to come back home. I don't know why that might be. I've also got a 21-year-old Katrina. She's actually home at the moment from Leeds Uni. She's studying zoology. And I'm sure that she'll be on the same path as her sister once she's finished. And this is my youngest, Neil. Neil is 12. He has got cerebral palsy and epilepsy resulting from a stroke at the age of 2.5. Right, now I'm going to move on to the next part because this is... Sorry, do you want to show me what to do? Are we going back? Sorry, I'm not very good with technology. Okay. This is how I started my journey. As you can see, I'm in battle dress. Going to a school, I've got 2 older daughters, so I already knew what it was like. Just turn up at the door, you drop your kids off, you expect them to do their lessons. When it comes to a child with special needs, it's a very different story. Basically, I was fed up of being told what to do, so I became this, what you call an enemy at the gate. They didn't want to talk to me, so they pretend that they've got no time for me, or they weren't available, that kind of thing. I became a very angry parent, and I'll freely admit that at the time, I didn't want to work with professionals. I was really struggling with that stage. I'll move on to... I'd been better off in something else. Okay, if you do it, so... Right, okay. This is the next stage, and I got turned down. Neil was really struggling at school. He was out of quite a lot of his lessons, so I felt that he needed a statement. But at the time, we got turned down for a statement, and we also got put in for a core assessment through social services. We got turned down for an assessment through social services too. The reason why I wanted to go for that is at the time my child with special needs, Neil, was taking up so much of my time. I had no time at all for my daughters, and they really lost out, particularly in their teenage years where things are moving on and they need their mum to come to and sort of support them. So as you can imagine, I was very disappointed. Do you want to change it now? So it was a very low ebb for me. And this was then another struggle. We had 2 years of looking for, seeking additional diagnosis. I was told at the time, why do you need another diagnosis for Neil when he's already got his existing ones? But it was about understanding my child. I needed the school to acknowledge certain difficulties. At the time, they would only acknowledge that it was speech and language difficulties that he had. But it was apparent to me as a mum that he had very significant social and emotional difficulties alongside of that. It took time, took 2 years. We actually got a diagnosis. During that time period, my husband, we'd already recognised as a family that my husband was on the spectrum. So we did actually seek a further diagnosis for him and he actually got diagnosed as Asperger's at the age of 39. So that's moving forward. I needed to move forward. I was angry and I didn't like to talk to people, and I felt it was time to sort of improve my skills. I heard about the Parents Empowerment course that was run by NOTSPACT and Rainbow PCF Forum. NOTSPACT was the original county forum hub that was set up for parents. I met some new parents, learnt some new skills, realised that I wasn't going to get anywhere with my attitude, and started to acknowledge this at this point, and this was a time to then re-look at what services were available. And I did, and we went for his statement again, because he was spending more time out of the classroom. And this time, the local authority and the school at the time accepted that he needed a statement, so we went for a statement. More recently, Neil has also got a personal budget through the social care services, and he accesses a lot of activities through them. This is about my role at Rainbow PCF Forum. I do some admin, as Ian said, and some volunteering, but I also got started through the new Children and Families Bill, which is actually coming into force in September this year, 2014, which became an act on the 13th of March this year. The city started some work streams. Part of the Children and Families Bill, it's about working with families. Families are the centre of that pathway, and to be fair, on the local authority and everyone involved, they've accepted that, took us on board, and we've actually got myself and 6 other parents on those work streams, and I think Ian listed them at the beginning. They're the Education, Health and Care Plan, personal budgets, key working, and some others. I can't remember. It was very scary, to be honest, going in to a room where there's other professionals, and the other professionals there have also got to change their attitude as well, because they are having to work together as a team. Social care, education, and the NHS are having to get into the room together and hammer out some procedures that are joined up working. So they're already having a difficult job, and then they've got a parent in the room. So as you can imagine, it can be quite scary. But I feel that they've really accepted us on those work streams. We're working alongside them and not against them. And my particular work stream that I'm on is the EHC plan, and I really feel that they have listened when I've made comments and had my views about how things should work for the future. And bear in mind, when we're there at those meetings, we're not there for ourselves. That is part of the issue, of course, that's going to come up our personal things. But we are there on behalf of all of you parents that are struggling through the system. Because at the end of the day, my son's got his statement, but I know how difficult that process is, and I want to be able to make things different for the future. And we're stepping in the right direction. But the local authority need us to give them a bit of a helping hand along the way. Because Neil's got his personal budget, he's actually got a better social life than I have, and I'm really jealous. He does football, Special Olympics, we go to Indigo Kids on a Wednesday night, he does the Rainbow Group, and on a Saturday morning he actually attends the Jigsaw Youth Club, and he has a great time. In response to that, I also get involved in lots of things. So I'm involved with Rainbows, I do some volunteer admin support at the Parent Partnership Service on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday, myself and my husband Peter here, we actually run a parents' coffee morning at Indigo Kids, which is based in Hucknall, and that's every Wednesday morning during term time. And we support parents to have a bit of a chat and a moan and get things off the chest. But he will actually step up to the plate and support parents with tribunals, etc. and advice. And now that was the end of my journey, so now it's